You know when I realized something was seriously wrong with our culture? Okay, so in our society, like I'm in corporate America and I'm around a lot of people who are successful in their careers and do lots of things. And I noticed that you would go to these events where people are winning awards, things are happening, and they would say things like, oh, I left the bedside of this important person in my family, like their parent or their sister or their grandma, to go perform at this award show. Or I was going through a medical emergency and I still performed. And I showed up because I didn't want to let my fans down. Or they'll say things like, I was literally going through the most painful time of my life, but I still decided to go take this movie. And, I'm so glad I did, because 15 years later, this was the movie that just put me on the map. Or this is the award that I just couldn't help but miss. And I realized how dysfunctional our society was when we praised that. We praise people leaving their families, people who literally raised them. We praise people leaving people on their deathbed. We praise them because they showed up for us in this moment, and we should just praise their dedication and their work ethic and their heart for their fans who've given them so much, when they're literally going through crisis and people are not even allowed to be human. They're not allowed to say, I am leaving this. My family is everything. It's the most important thing to me. I've heard people say, and I will not say who, but someone was like, a family member who practically raised them died. And instead of that person being there with their family at that moment, they were forced to leave to go back to a work event. And we think that's normal. We praise that in our society, especially in American society. I don't think that's honorable. And to be quite honest with you, I don't want to build my life in that way. So I don't know who's trying to force this narrative that you're literally sacrificing precious time with your family, people who are passing away, and last moments with them, honoring them to go see them. I don't know who's creating this culture. Well, I know who, but I don't know who's trying to force this on. But you're never going to convince me that anything is worth it in my life to sacrifice one of the most crucial moments to be there for a work event, for an award, for something stupid and fleeting. Okay? You're never going to do that. You're never going to do that. If I get to go be there with my family in a crucial time, I'm going to go do that. And so I don't understand people. It's different if you say, look, I wanted to be here. I don't want to be there for whatever reason. Hey, I'm not going to be mad at you. But for those people trying to push that culture that's normal, or normal way of thinking, to leave your family member's funeral, to leave a deathbed, to leave a sick parent so that you can show up in the world, or to leave a sick family member that you want to care for, that loves you, and that is one of the most important things in your life. If you think that it's okay to put family on the back burner, for family to not be that important, for family not to be a top priority in your life, if you think that everything comes before that, we don't have the same value system. There's no job that's going to ever convince me that when a crisis is going on in my family, or that something that is just monumental like that I should leave it behind to be there for work, to be there for people who do not care about me. There's no way. I'm not doing it. So I just want to say that, okay? The higher you climb up, you'll hear some weird stuff. You'll hear stuff in corporate America. You'll hear stuff from celebrities being like, I was going through the worst thing. There's a known celebrity who was going through a miscarriage on stage, but wanted to show up for her fans. And I'm like, I think that, that was her choice. And I'm not saying, but also what's wrong with our society that that's even a thought or expectation? What's wrong with our society that's the case? What is wrong? Why is that a thing? Why do celebrities go on stage and talk about somebody in their family just passed away, and they're breaking down, grieving and crying and saying, this award is for you, because they had to show up for an award, for a piece of metal that was given to them in the industry? We're at that level? Something's wrong. There's no honor anymore. There's no sense of legacy. There's no sense of what's important. When people are leaving this earth and they're transitioning, people are not thinking, I really wish I would have gone on that date. I really wish I would have gone and accepted Employee of the Year award on that day that bad thing happened. They're like, I wish I would have spent more time with the people I care about and love. I wish I wouldn't have been so afraid. I wish I would have realized what was most important. Keep things into perspective. Even as a person who's very ambitious, I'm ambitious, and I care about, succeeding not to the level of the world standards, but I care about being able to do what is inside of me, and expressing myself and accomplishing the things that matter to me. Even with that in mind, success is not the most important thing to me. What's important to me is my integrity, my sense of self, my honor. And so if I feel like I'm violating that, there's nothing in this world that's going to rectify that. Not money, not an award, not accomplishments, not recognition from anybody else, not validation from anyone else, not fame, nothing. So if you're one of those people, I just want to let you know there's nothing wrong with you if you feel that way. Like, absolutely not. I will give up this if I have to, because anybody that tries to make you compromise yourself or to put them as most important for something that's not an emergency or not that important is the wrong thing in your life anyway. And we really have a lot of people out there that are bullies and will try to convince you that you should. So I have to get on here and say this because our world is depraved. Our world is not right. Okay? Like, think about that. Think about that. We live in this world where everything is important. It's emergency. It's about egos. It's a battle. It's the stupid things that we fight against. And then I'm like, it's not even that important. There's things I look at now and I'm like, it wasn't that important. It just wasn't. And I felt it. I felt so strongly about it. And it just like, I'm like, it wasn't that important. It just was not. And so I just want to let you know, if you want to go be there with your family and something's happening, a crisis is happening, go be with your family. It's not that important. What your boss thinks is not that important. But a person who really cares about you is not going to make you sacrifice something like that for them. Just remember, people who really care about you will not make you suffer, or let you suffer continuously because they benefit from it. There's people who love you will never do that to you. They will never, ever put you in a situation where you have to suffer. They'll never make you make a tough decision that includes your livelihood or your happiness. They will never make you do that because of them. Anybody who's selfish enough to say, just me, but what about me? When you're going through a literal crisis, they're not right. They're not right up here. I'm just letting you know that now. So, love you. God bless you. Hope you're having a great night. We'll talk later.